Have you ever watched a football match where a player scores an amazing goal, only for the referee to blow the whistle and cancel it? The crowd starts booing, the players begin arguing, and the commentators immediately start talking about one thing: offside. If you've ever wondered, why was that offside? You're not alone. Millions of football fans watch matches every week without fully understanding one of the game's most confusing rules. The good news is that the offside rule is much simpler than it seems. Once you understand one basic idea, you'll never be confused again. Imagine two teammates. One has the ball, and the other wants to receive a pass and score. Now imagine the second player simply stands next to the goalkeeper waiting for an easy pass. The first player kicks the ball, the second player scores, and it's an easy goal. But would that be fair? Probably not. Without the offside rule, attackers could wait near the opponent's goal for the entire match, making it almost impossible for defenders to stop them. That's exactly why the offside rule exists. Its purpose is to stop attackers from gaining an unfair advantage. A player is not automatically offside just because they're standing close to the goal. Their position alone isn't enough. Offside only becomes an offense when certain conditions are met. First, the attacking player must be in the opponent's half. If they're still in their own half, they can never be offside. Second, at the exact moment the ball is passed, the attacker must not be closer to the goal line than both the ball and the second last defender. Many people think the goalkeeper is always the player being compared, but that's not true. Referees always use the second last defender because the goalkeeper isn't always the last defender. Third, the player must become involved in active play. This is the part many people miss. Simply standing in an offside position isn't against the rules. If the player doesn't touch the ball, challenge a defender, or interfere with play, there is no offense and the game continues. Here's a simple example. Imagine one passer, one defender, and one attacker. The attacker times the run perfectly and stays level with the second last defender when the pass is made. The attacker receives the ball and scores. That's a perfectly legal goal. But if the attacker starts the run just one step too early and is already ahead of the second last defender when the pass is played, the flag goes up. Offside. There are also situations where offside doesn't apply. A player cannot be offside directly from a goal kick, a corner kick, or a throw-in, even if they're standing right next to the goal. Today, football also uses video assistant referee, or VAR. When a goal is scored, officials review the play using multiple camera angles and virtual lines to check the exact positions of the attacker and defender. Sometimes the difference is only a few centimeters, which is why goals are occasionally disallowed after a long review. The offside rule is important because it keeps football fair and tactical. Without it, attackers could simply wait beside the goal all game, defenders would have little chance to stop them, and long passes would replace teamwork. The rule rewards intelligent movement, good timing, and teamwork instead of simply standing close to the goal. The easiest way to remember the rule is to ask yourself one question whenever a pass is made. Was the attacker ahead of the second last defender at the exact moment the ball was passed? If the answer is no, play continues. If the answer is yes and the player becomes involved in the play, it's offside. Once you remember these three ideas, be in the opponent's half, stay level with or behind the second last defender when the ball is passed, and become involved in active play, you'll never be confused by an offside decision again. The next time the referee raises the flag, you'll know exactly why.